to tell you what else is out there. The White House released a sweeping new tax reform plan that fit on a double-spaced pamphlet.
That's it.
That's it. One page.
It was originally written in crayon, but that's not...
Here, Whoopi, you can refer to this.
Oh, yes, I'm not surprised. And maybe they didn't... Perhaps they want to think this through a little bit more before releasing it, because nobody knows who it's really going to benefit. They don't really know what it's going to... It's sort of like a... We could maybe talk about doing this, and is it more smoke and mirrors?
I think it's an opening bid is how they're presenting it. I do see some stuff that I like in it.
What do you like?
I like.
Did you see anything?
I do. I do. I'll tell you. I see. There's a zero tax rate for the first $24,000 a couple earns. So if you're a couple and you file together first $24,000, you don't get taxed on. There were 7 brackets. Now it's down to 3 brackets, which means it simplifies the process by which you file, which we all know is an enormous headache. The corporate tax rate is going from 35% to 15%. And that's going to apply to small, medium, and large businesses. So if you're a business owner out there...
middle class.
What's the cut for the middle class? Everyone's getting a tax cut.
Yeah, but
everyone's getting a tax cut. Well, it's 35, 25, and 12%. So 25% would be the tax bracket that many middle-class people would fall into. So it's 35, 25, and 12.
Why not 35?
We had 7 brackets.
Why not 35?
Why not 35?
Yeah, for the middle class. I mean, these are the people we're always talking about. Folks need to take care of. Why not a gigantic? Why not a gigantic cut for the middle class?
I heard somebody on TV. I forget who it is, but he said that Trump could save like $1 billion in taxes.
He's going to benefit beautifully.
I really believe that he ran for president just so that he could cut his own taxes. Well, he had no interest in governing. To totally enhance his businesses around the world via Ivanka or Jared or the Hans and Fritz, or they're out there doing it too. Yeah. Everybody's making money.
But if
and I really don't think you know how people say
bad? Why is that bad? Why is it bad? Because people who own companies who then have more money in their pockets, they can hire.
I'm not saying that. Talk about the companies. She's talking about the president.
I'm talking about.
You realize if he benefit, you mean as a businessman?
You're missing my point. I am submitting to this court of inquiry. Yes. That is the reason he ran. So that he would make money. It is not, I don't believe his motivation was to help the country or for the greater good or for patriotic reasons.
That's what he doesn't say in this. He doesn't say anywhere in it that these changes could increase the deficit by an estimated $3 to $7 trillion.
Well, that's nowhere in that. That's actually what I noticed, because although I like that they were bringing the corporate rate down, because we have, I think, the highest in the world if you want to bring business back, but it doesn't say how he's going to pay for it. So I looked at that and I thought these numbers aren't adding up. And the other thing I wish they would have broken down is a little more. I know it's a jumping off point, but the income levels it affects, because everyone looks at this and wants to see, where do I fit in?
Where do I fit in?
Find anything that indicated what benefits you get.
And they're getting rid of a lot of deductibles also. That helps.
Just to make one correction, I said 12, 25, 35. It's actually 10%, 25, and 35. Okay. He's going to pay for it, though, just to say by generating growth in the economy.
We've heard that song before. We've heard that song.
You generate growth in the economy, you have more people at work, and you have more paying taxpayers.
If you want to generate growth in the economy, stop messing with people and telling them that we're going to pay for a wall we didn't ask for. If you're going to generate more for the economy, and also, I'm sorry, you know, I have a huge thing. If you really want to help the middle class and generate money for the economy, you need to keep money in the middle class pocket.
That's what this is doing.
No, that's not what this is doing. No, that's
yes,
not.
Yes, it is.
No,
how is it not, though, if you allow families to keep more of their hard-earned cash? But
there's going to be
you don't
your
have
first $24,000.
You can't get it done.
You do not have any specifics. You are assuming this is what he's going to do. See, if you specify what you're going to do, then we can have a real conversation about who really takes care. But you know that the upper middle class, the very, 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 very wealthy, are getting this big old cut. And companies, you know, they should not get a cut unless they are taking care of the people who are working. You know, all the restrictions, everybody keeps talking about all the restrictions on the companies. A lot of times these restrictions are because the companies took advantage of the people who were working for them. And people say,
you know, can I say, during the Bush administration, W's, he also cut taxes. But we were in a huge deficit when he left. Why is that? Because he started all these wars.
Because he spent a ton of money.
Okay,
right.
well, you don't think that Donald is going to have to do some of that?
I don't think that any
example.
I don't think any tax plan is going to fix the problem unless you also cut spending. That's 100% right. You can't make up for all this lost money unless you simultaneously.
I mean, when you go after Big Bird, I mean, come on. You cutting Big Bird's salary. That's kind of messed up.
He had more details in his plan when he was running as a candidate than he has now.
Yeah, it's kind of We'll be right back.
Later, shaking Ivanka's foundation? Is she guilty of doing the same thing that her father tore the Clintons apart for? There's only one place where you'll find the hottest topics.
That's what we do.
Yes!
And most fearless voices.
You need a strong voice to be heard in Hot Topics.
Anything goes when the biggest names in politics.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer.
Kellyanne Conway.
Elizabeth Warren.
Hit our table live.
Governor John Kasich. Let's talk about Trump. You did not endorse him.
I call it like I see it. We need to send a message up.
And next week, our political view is sizzling with Ann Coulter.
It's going to be interesting.
You just can't miss.
New y'all.
All new on ABC.